Hey everyone, welcome to our first Guilds of the North video battle report. This is a kind of an experiment that Steve and I started, and as a first go, it went pretty well. Hopefully you'll enjoy what you see. A couple things to keep in mind. Steve is a veteran Guild Ball player, and I am a wicked noob. So if it seems like my turns take forever, it's because I have no idea what I'm doing. Just a disclaimer right up there.
You were planning more what you were doing than I was, especially a couple of activation that were a bit longer. And I had one that was longer because I thought of doing something and then changed my mind. But you kind of had more of those, if we say.
Yeah. And the first turn or so, when I have my 3-year-old sitting on my lap trying to quote unquote help, that also slowed me down a little bit at the beginning. All right. So why don't we talk about our lineups a little bit?
Yeah. Well, first we can mention that at the time we played that game because we wanted to try the new guild identity cards that we talked about on the podcast, on the Guilds of the North podcast. We were lucky enough to have everything given to us by Steamforge ahead of time, so we had time to record, and now we had time for a game as well after the general release. And this is the first. This game was played with the first version of the cards. Now it's on the second version of the cards, and on October 6th, it's going to be a third revision of the cards.
Yeah,
for the testing.
I think your card has remained the same, has it not? The one you used in this?
Yeah, the one I used.
I believe so. Whereas mine is gone.
Yeah, because they got rid of the VP cards, actually. There's no more bonus victory point score with the cards, as it were.
That's true.
As it was in the first version of them.
That is true. Well, was this the victory point card?
Yeah, well, mine was giving a victory point if everybody was snared, and you were having victory point if you missed the shot on goal.
No, I don't think so, Steve.
You did?
I took football champions. I had the +1 to my kick range.
You didn't take the deflection.
No, we tried deflection, but that's not on stream. That was the game before this, Steve.
True.
So this is actually our second game with the
so
cards.
That's the second game. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, Steve. You are tired.
No, but I mean, I get confused. We played so much lately. It's unusual for us.
That's true. I can't go to SteamCon
unprepared.
Like an absolute noob. So need to get some practice in. So I went with what is my typical lineup for my team. We didn't do the draft and everything like you normally would do. Mostly because I never think of it, and I just kind of plop models down the table and decide that's what I'm playing with.
And you went with what you had painted as well?
Yeah, I had a couple other models that were painted. I just didn't have an alternate captain painted, and a couple things weren't based, like my mascots. I only had one mascot based. So I was playing Fisherman, Shark as captain, Tentacles as mascot. My lineup was Grayscales, Sakana, Angel, and Vet Siren. So pretty typical football playing lineup with a little bit of shenanigans with Vet Siren.
And I went for most of the new winter Hunter released, and a more football-oriented team as well, with a bit of bashing as a backup. So I went with Skeda, Fahad, Veteran Earn, Jakar, Ulfer, and Cena. Because I wanted to have Cena in my lineup, because I wanted to have more model with 2-inch melee, especially going against fish, where basically everybody has 2-inch except Angel.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, Vet Siren has 1
Vet Siren as well. So nearly half my team did not have a 2-inch
okay. Sorry.
melee. It's unusual for fish, so I understand why you're confused.
That's why.
All right. So I guess we should probably get this started.
Yeah, let's start the video.
All right, so here's Steve dealing out our guild plot cards, and we'll get our identities up on screen. So I got football champions, and Steve has bait the trap.
It's a trap! As would Admiral Akbar say.
Yes. You got to do it every time, right, Steve? Can't escape the it's a trap.
We cannot do it. I didn't put a Admiral Akbar on screen as well for copyright reason.
You totally could, because it's not like Disney's ever going to see this. So here are your cards.
Which were crap card, field dressing, good marker, and composure. So mostly football-oriented cards, which I didn't use at all. And you had super fan knee slider,
and something else that went by too fast.
Yeah.
What was that last card?
Good marker, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It doesn't matter because it's not like I used them. I'm terrible at that. I don't know why I'm terrible at that, but I'm so terrible at that. I never remember those cards.
You should get some clips to put them in front of you standing instead of like lying on the table. Maybe you
off to the side, out of my line of sight.
So we tied on the first roll, and then after that, with the reroll, you won the
initiative.
Well, it's not the initiative on the first turn, but you won the start, and you decide to receive the ball.
Because I'm playing Fisherman.
Yeah. So for my part, I place and we have Sina top, then followed by Skeda, Veteran Hearn, Jakar, Fahad, and the last one I place far up top, it's Ulfer, and Skeda is going to kick.
Yeah, now I'm kind of all over the place. Looks like I got Grayscales, then Sakana, then Shark, Tentacles, Angel, and then Vet Siren at the bottom.
Yeah.
So switching to the top view now.
For the kickoff.
Yeah.
So bear with us that it's our first streaming and video recording. So a couple of camera switch will happen from time to time just to change the pace.
Yeah.
So I kick there. My goal is to kick just behind the obstacle there. So you will have to work to get the ball. Scatter roll goes to Sakana and really past the obstacle. I don't like it. Reroll it a bit closer to the obstacle and goes to Grayscale.
Yeah. And I'm not terribly displeased about that. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's a favorable kick for you.
Yeah. Well, really, there's no such thing as an unfavorable kick towards a Fisherman player.
Yeah, because everybody is so fast, so anybody could recover the ball.
Yeah,
over there,
and they're all good at playing the ball for the most part. So we got our little mandatory handshake there.
Yeah, we're polite and casual players. So,
well, I'm casual, Steve. You're filthy.
I'm friendly as whack around.
Yeah, so, friendly as whack around.
What about your casual influence?
So I've got 3 on Grayscales. Looks like 1 on Sakana, 4 on Shark, and you were surprised by that.
Yeah, no Shark show.
3 on Angel and 2 on Vet Siren. Poor Tentacles gets nothing.
For my part, I went 4 with Skeda, 3 on Veteran Earn, 2 on Ulfer, 1 on Jakar, and was 5 on Skeda in the end, and none on the Bear.
By the way, we're listening to the audio of the video. This video is at twice the speed. So Steve and I are listening to the Chipmunks play Guild Ball. It's kind of funny.
I've reduced the volume.
Yeah, mine's reduced too, but it's like background noise. Oh, here's a camera angle switch. And there goes Grayscales.
Yeah.
Only I can take so long to plan a move where I walk up, grab a ball, and then pass it back.
To generate some momentum and try to get the game going and get the momentum on your rolling on your part.
Yeah, so there's the pass. And I think the problem is that I just don't shut up long enough to roll dice. I'm too busy talking all the time. And I think I spent 1 on Nimble there just for the sake of spending my
not
influence
Nimble.
on something.
It's Decoy.
Decoy.
He has
I always
Decoy.
get those two confused. Yeah. I knew exactly what he has, but I just called it the wrong thing.
So for my part, I placed the fast ground for to be able to later on move Vet Earn and the Bear faster with the snow, with the ice patch there from Skeda. And then she tried some snowball shenanigan because I can too generate momentum by passing.
Even if it's a fake ball. Yeah.
Imaginary ball, which I succeeded. And it was to offer, and I didn't dodge or anything with that momentum. I just kept it for later on during the turn.
Yeah.
She did then Blessing of the Moon Goddess, which gives me the option to dodge on a character play result. And then I move and do a cold snap, trying to slow you down and snare everybody at the beginning of the game.
That's also the theme of the game, as you snared me nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
All game, every game.
Almost half the team was always snared, so I managed to do it on Shark, on Tentacle as well, but unfortunately I fell on Angel, and she was the one I was looking forward to snare, but it's okay.
Yeah. The reason I laughed before was the little hand that snuck onto the table to steal my dice along with the Paw Patrol figure that you can see in the upper left-hand corner. I still hadn't freed myself from my daughter at this point. All right, so at this point, I activate Sakana, and he moves up and takes the ball and passes it back to Mr. Shark.
And succeeded.
Yeah.
More momentum for you.
Yeah, well, that's the name of the game for fish, right?
And since you advance a bit too close, the bear charges furiously at you for free, and I can do it just because I put the ice patch there. So
yeah, we call that baiting.
Yeah,
Steve, I baited you. Actually, I totally didn't. I didn't know you could do that. No.
I did. I did bait you with Skada, but I rolled miserably, and as you can see, with all I rolled 10 dices. And I only managed to get a total of 3 successes for a momentous knockdown, which was pathetic.
I feel so sorry for you, Steve.
No, you don't.
You're right. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
And there goes the shark show.
Yeah, there goes the shark show. So I've only got 4 on him, so I have to think about this a little bit. It's not my usual loading up a 6.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah, well, he is Shark. And he's been nerfed, man. He's subpar now.
Oh, yeah. Suboptimal. For sure.
Well, compared to 2 months ago, he is. No, seriously, obviously still a very good player.
Now you're
measuring it.
Yeah, because you can take advantage of the football legend and get that bonus inch to score from even further away.
That's right. The only thing is I'm just a few inches short again to where I need to be. So I'm looking to measure out to see if I can attack Cena and proc Tidal Surge.
Yeah, exactly. To give you
get myself moved up the field.
Yeah, an additional 4 inches, which would give you more than enough of what you need to go and score.
Yeah.
You decide to poke the bear.
Yeah, I do, in fact, decide to poke the bear. And at this point, I think I'm just debating whether or not I walk up and do it or if I go for the charge. Of course, I am snared, so I will have to spend a momentum to clear that.
But you had already got a lot of momentum, so that was not an issue.
Well, I had 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I had...
Well, that's good. For first turn, I mean. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I suppose. So there we go. We do the charge. I'm on 10 dice, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't really do that well.
Well,
I got 5 successes.
5 successes, even after the 1 armor, so that's not too bad. And I did do a defensive stance and counterattack, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Which affected my playbook result that I chose.
Yeah.
So I did not get the Tidal Surge, it's important to say.
No.
But I did, looking at the playbook, get a knockdown opportunity. And I didn't really want to get counterattacked by Cena.
I wonder why.
That would probably ruin my day and mess up my game plan. So I believe I decided to go for the knockdown.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you went for. So.
If I would just shut up and make my play.
Well, you were pondering a lot of what were your options were, and there you go. There's the knockdown.
There's the knockdown. So now I decide to hit him a second time.
Yeah.
And I get an extra die this time because it reduces your defense below
2-1 instead of 2, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still... there you go.
Yeah. That's it. I get the result I need. Proc Tidal Surge. There goes Shark.
And you're clear with the dodge. You're clear. The ball pad is clear out of veteran urn, and you're free to score. And boom!
Yep, there's my first goal.
That was pretty fast for a first goal.
Now I take that momentum, and Shark decides that he is going to stay in that bear's melee and make the bear's life miserable. And also, I'm just thinking I want to be midfield to set up for a snapshot if I need to.
I decide to, even though Shark activated, and decide to place the ball on that side because it was safest for me. And I had still Ulfer who could go ahead and try to get the ball moving on my part.
Yeah.
And after that, I've checked because I wanted to go with JCar. Laid a trap and try to push Shark away. But I was out of reach just by walking because of the obstacles. So instead I went for a charge with Vet Urn. I decided to go base to base because you have so many counter dodges on your counter attack. So even though we're both 2-inch melee, and this is another successful roll, if I may say. So out of 9 dice on 4-1, I managed to get 1 net success, which resulted in a momentous push. And then I do nothing with my second attack because you had 1 armor. So it was quite a wasted activation, generating no momentum.
Yeah, it did not go well for you. So at this point, I'm just trying to figure out how to get Shark the ball again so I can score. Because that's really my whole game plan for most of this game. I decide that maybe it's time for Vet Siren to do something.
And I reminded you that you had Shadow-like.
Yeah.
But only on the first turn, because afterwards, I mean, I'm polite, but not that polite.
Yeah.
And
that actually opens up a charge lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So I decide to take Vet Siren and charge the big guy, Mr. Hearn, with her.
Who is engaged by Sharky Boy.
Yep. So that gets me a crowded out bonus. So I believe I'm on 9 dice at this point.
Exactly.
With a playbook that wraps at 4. So. And I get a ton of successes here.
Yeah, she does good.
7 successes, so I wrap the playbook.
Almost a double wrap.
Almost a double wrap. Would have been a double wrap on the old playbook.
Yeah. Good thing she got nerfed a bit.
Yeah, so I proc...
Dread Gaze.
Dread Gaze, yep. And then I push Hearn out of her melee.
Because you have a momentous push dodge and the dodge as well.
Yeah.
So you manage to really disengage and get the Dread Gaze up, so everybody feels more protected by her.
Yep. And, generates some momentum.
Yeah, of course. Generated 2 momentum on that. So,
which is good, because I think I was tapped out at that point.
No, you had 2. I'm tapped out of momentum at that point, as we can see.
Oh, right. Exactly, yeah.
And since she came close, I was able to only move with JCar and place the trap to slow you down later on. But my goal was to push you there into the trap. I was only on 4 dice because of the Dread Gaze.
Mm-hmm.
And I managed to do 2 success, which resulted in, I think, like 1 or 2 damage and a double dodge plus my my back to the shadow, and I went back to my line next to the cover, leaving you standing next to the trap.
You're a jerk, by the way.
I know.
So then I activate. I decide to activate Angel. She doesn't have much going on right now, So I just figure I'm going to work her into position, plan something for next turn or whatever. So she's just going to advance up the field. And, of course, she's standing next to Tentacles, and he has tag along. So I'm going to run her over to Grayscales. And then, of course, Tentacles is going to tag along, but he's snared. So he tags along and piddly 2 inches.
Yeah, he's not that quick out of the water.
Yeah. And in fact, we just discussed how he only had 2 inches of movement, then I moved him 4, and then had to move him back 2 because I realized I was cheating.
Again.
So
Fahad charges furiously at Vet Siren and did 2 damage, and he dodged, generating momentum for me.
Yeah, and then Tentacles just advances 2 inches, and that's the end of the turn.
No, I have...
the turn for me, I
for
should
you.
say.
Yeah, exactly, because I had the Ulfer, who could go. There I tried to measure if it was better for me to do a
bounce off the...
bounce and use the 2-inch or just plain walk to the ball. Finally, I decided to just go and walk to the ball. Then I tried to generate some momentum, but also try most of all was to get Skada into better position to score next turn. So I tried to pass to her, but unfortunately it seems the big Ulfer Karat passed the ball, and I failed miserably. And the ball will scatter beyond Skada and just next to Sakana. And we'll see. We even check to make sure the ball path was clear. We'll see a camera switch in a couple of seconds to validate the ball path.
Yeah, this is when also we discovered that I had a ball path template that I wasn't using.
I was there trying with my widget and to measure up, and
then I try with a widget, and then I realized we're both idiots.
Yeah, you have a ball path, and there you go. Clearly, she's not on the ball path, so that was really pathetic shot. Then I don't want to go. Want to go a bit further, and I just use where they go to move further up behind the cover.
Yeah.
So now we clear condition. Roll for the initiative. You have +1 over me.
Yep. One more momentum.
We managed to tie that roll.
Again.
But then you win it again.
Yep.
So you graciously take the first turn and leave me with 1 momentum. That's right. That's so generous of you, Paul, giving me 1 momentum.
I'm a nice guy.
I know.
You know, I'm a totally nice guy. And then I do what every nice guy does when he's playing fish. He loads Shark with 6.
Yeah, so. You learned from the first turn because you were short on influence in the first turn. And I think this turn you forgot to put your gold influence as well. I didn't count. So maybe I don't know if you counted or not, but I think you forgot to place your goal influence on that turn.
Yeah, it looks like I've only got 13 there.
And you were up at 14 at that point. So that's 6 on Shark.
Yeah.
The rest is irrelevant. I put 4 on...
Oh, no, I've got 14 on the table, Steve.
Oh, okay.
I do have 14.
Okay, good. So, for my part, I went with 2 on Ulfer, 2 on Skada, 3 on Vet Earn, and 4 on Jakar.
Yeah. So, Shark being near the ball and having a delicious target to poke, I activate Shark first.
Because the ball was not too far from Shark.
That's right.
So
and the bear is a nice easy target for him to generate some momentum.
Yeah, and we didn't mention, but Shark got the gift of snared from the bait the trap card this turn.
Yeah, actually, I think at this point you haven't quite done it yet in the video, But yeah, I think you remember a little bit just before I activate him, and then you're like, oh wait, I forgot shenanigans. Yeah, because you're a jerk.
Well, we have to get used to the cards. Get into a habit of playing the effects. There you go. You push dodge the bear.
Yeah.
To get yourself closer to the ball.
And get a momentum.
Of course. Think that's going to result in another push dodge.
Push dodge, exactly.
And whoop, magically, you get the ball.
Yeah. Ball snaps to me. Poke the bear again.
And then we measure up where do you need to go to get another goal.
And then I grab a momentous dodge here.
Yeah, because that's one of the roll you kind of fluff.
Yeah.
Didn't go that good, but
here's a tidal surge, momentous tidal surge. 4 inches up.
There's the result you needed to score, to go and place yourself to score.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a dodge this time?
Oh, that was just yeah.
So
I think we're ahead of the game. I think we're
because I know you did a title search, so probably it's on that the next hit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the last
exactly
hit.
Because you're calculating. You need to keep one.
There's the title search.
There you go.
Yeah. I was one ahead there.
So you were eager to let me guess, score.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to clear the ball path here, so I don't have to cross your player.
Yeah,
there we go.
But you had no choice to get to be engaged with the veteran earn, though.
Yeah. So I'm down to 3 dice for the kick.
Did you bonus time? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I bonus timed it.
There you go.
Just to make sure.
Another goal from Shark.
Yeah.
And they're 8-0, so that's a lot of pressure on me.
That's hard to recover from.
Yeah, it's really rough. You should have did the pop your legendary before scoring.
Or use my knee slider.
Or in retrospect, that was the point you should have used their legendary seriously, and it would have screwed me so much there. Because you would have, even at 6 inches, everybody was in the range almost, except maybe like Ulfer. The rest of the player were there for sure.
Well, I wanted to give you a chance, Steve,
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy. And instead of using knee slider, I dodged it what I thought was into cover, only to realize I was actually out of range of the cover later on in that turn.
Yeah. Whoops. And engaging J-Car.
Yeah.
So try to push the ball on that side, because that's where I had most of my team there, except the Fahad was on the other side. So maybe it could have been, in retrospect, it could have been safer to just pass it near Fahad and have Fahad charge in to empty space of 8. But I tried to do some goals and keep the game alive. So I went with the vet earn. He did try. Well, he tried and he successfully skewered the grayscale to try to slow him down, because I didn't want you to go and score again with a snapshot from Shark. So I just put myself into the ball path, so it's going to be rough for you to pass. And then I successfully skewered grayscale, and he's snared and 3 damage. And I did a pass to Ulfer as well, just because it's going to be harder for you to get the ball from Ulfer, which is 4-0 defense and in cover, rather than the 3-1 of veteran Hearn.
Yeah, absolutely. But that being said, I am playing fish, and ball handling is what we do.
Yeah.
So I think I decided to activate grayscales here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check my notes. Yeah. We don't have a picture up on screen yet, but I'm assuming.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I have a little of the. What do you call it? I'm having like a brain fart. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what to do. The pressure's on. I'm 10 minutes down on the clock.
You went to score and
Yeah,
Look
so I
good.
clear conditions.
Yeah, because you don't like the snare.
Well, it's because I don't want you getting everyone snared. So I got to keep the snares off me. Because it's free victory points if you snare everyone. So that's always bad because you're guild identity card. And here I am measuring the shark. I have no plans.
Well, you were going for the long shot and try to take the ball from Ulfer, and
I don't have enough influence on him.
Exactly. With more influence, you could have done it easily,
and won the game right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Move near Ulfer. You have 2-inch melee. I have 1 inch. I cannot counterattack. You can just move, take the ball from him. Then where they go, pass to Shark and snapshot with Shark, and would have been game over.
Yeah, if I would have had one more influence.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was expecting you to go the other side of the field with the ball after the goal. So that's why I had Vet Siren on the other side with 3. You surprised me by going on this side.
Well, because I had more players, so I had more chance.
Yeah. Well, I figured the open field would be a better goal. Anyway. Yeah. I misinterpreted the game state, and you went to the right, and I didn't expect that. Anyway, so I poke, is it Hulfer that has the ball?
Yeah, and you will take the ball.
Yeah, and I snag the ball from him.
And you were checking who was left to activate that turn, and who could steal the ball from you.
Yeah.
But it was pretty safe there. So the bear removed the knockdown condition, and I charged Shark, who is snared. And when I roll the dice, I roll 4 on didn't realize that he was snared. So I was checking the result with a 4-1, but he was 3-1 because of the snare. So instead of just doing the momentous knockdown like the result, I had 2 more successes on the dice, which I realized just after switching the clock, and it resulted in 2 damage, goes up to 3 damage, and a knockdown.
All right, so at this point, I activate Vet Siren.
And you'll see you forgot she had the...
Shadow-like?
Yeah, Shadow-like. You forgot about that. Which didn't matter much.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But you proc the trap, get snare, and bleed.
Yep. I knew that was going to happen anyway, right?
Yeah.
There's no way to avoid that.
No, it was going to happen what point or the other. And you charged the bear. And yep. I did the counterattack with the bear.
Yeah, and I did very poorly.
Considering I'm a 2-1 model. But
my die, there's a lot of 1s and some 2s. So I don't get much going on there.
But it was more than enough to get the Dread Gaze and Momentous Push Dodge. So it leaves me only on 4 dices. But since you're snared, I'm hitting on 3s. And I was just able to do actually I opted for the push because you had momentum and you didn't clear condition yet. So if I would have put you knocked down, you would have used 1 momentum in your activation to clear everything. And so I took the gamble to leave everything there. And it paid because you didn't clear the condition now. So I went with Skada afterwards. Yeah. She placed her fast ground there. And I move in base contact with Grayscale just to proc the unpredictable movement because I asked you and said, you kind of went, yeah, I will do it. Like, you kind of sense it was a trap, but you went for it anyway.
Yeah. Well,
but you had no choice. I mean, if you didn't do it there, she would have tackled the ball. But then it freed me for another player to go there and do it.
Yeah. But I look at it and that does get the ball up the field, which is what I want. So I decided to go for it. And important to mention previously, I didn't clear Vet Siren's conditions because I'm hoarding momentum.
No, you had 3 over me at 0 at that point. So
yes, and I want to make sure I stayed that way.
Yeah.
Because I want next turn. I want initiative. So now I'm going to activate Sakana.
Yeah, just to say that what we saw, Skada tried to do a cold snap on Grayscale, and I failed.
Yeah.
It's okay, we have time because you're planning what to do with Sakana.
Yeah, exactly. You take a nap while I'm planning. So Sakana in the end, I think I'm trying to decide if I'm going to activate Sakana or someone else. And in the end, I just activate Sakana, and he should, I believe, walk up.
No, because you were asking about, like, since you're knocked down, what you could do, and if it was sacrificing attack or movement. And since it was movement, you used the momentum for the attack.
I cleared conditions. And
yeah.
Then I walk up and I poke her with my stick. And I get a momentous weak point.
And 1 damage.
And 1 damage, yeah. And then I do my second attack.
And it's the same result.
But so I take a momentous dodge.
Yeah, exactly. Just to generate more momentum and keep ahead of the curve. And then I go with J-Car. So I attack Shark, who is knocked down and snared. So
Poor Shark.
Oh yeah, it was on 2s. And so I did the 2 damage and double dodge. But I stayed engaged to Shark. My goal was to get to the ball, so and generate a bit of momentum. And that's another 2 damage and another double dodge momentous as well. So then I'm able to move in base contact with next to Grayscale. And since you proc unpredictable movement, you cannot move and you're stuck there. I put the trap. My goal is to do a push dodge into the trap. So he's going to be snared and bleed as well. And we calculate the dice, and I have enough to do it. And there we go. Push dodge, momentous push dodge, and the snare. And then I go greedy with my last attack.
Picking on the elderly.
Yeah. Well, actually, what I've checked the odd, and I wanted to try to force a wrap so I could tackle and do some dodges, so I could move really far away with the ball, but I didn't wrap, so I was forced to only do the tackle, and then I did dodge with the back to the shadow. I needed two more successes to do that. Yeah. But I really got greedy. I went into cover to just make it a bit harder for you to try to get the ball back.
Yeah. But greed is a consistent problem with you, Steve.
I know.
Yeah. So here I just grab Angel. I'm just going to move her up the field. She doesn't have anything on her, so she can't really do much this turn. But I'm going to...
take advantage.
I'm going to pass over that icy ground and get a little bit of extra movement out of it.
Graciously provided.
Yes, much appreciated. And I position myself for next turn. So I run up the field ready to tackle that ball should it be there next turn.
So I check what to do next, and I decided to go with Fahad. I was wondering if I was going with Ofer or Fahad, so I went with Fahad, who furiously charged Shark. And even though there was the Dread Gaze, I lost 2 dice, but I had the bear, and you were knocked down and snared, so it was on 2 with 1 armor, and I managed to do a wrap. So it ended up in the net damage of 5, which is not bad. I mean, plus a momentum for a free charge. I mean, I'll take it anytime.
Yep, it definitely pays for himself there. So at this point, I'm only up by 1 momentum.
And you have...
only tentacles left to activate. He does nothing.
So I go with Ulfer, and I charge Angel to. I don't know what I wanted to do at that point. I just wanted to, like, maybe push her or get her out of reach for the ball. And I was able to get 10 dice because of his ability and the charge and everything. And I managed to wrap on a 5-0 model. So I got 6,
which is really impressive. Yeah.
I've checked ball, and I have a 7.7% chance of doing that. Success.
Yeah, it was a crazy roll.
So I went for maximum momentum. I went for a double dodge and a dodge all momentous into the ice pitch to try to position myself to score next turn and try to stay in the game. I had 5 momentum. You had 4. So I was having +1. And there we clear all the condition and get the damage done for the bleed. And curses foiled again.
Yep.
You rolled a 6 and I rolled only a 3. So you got first turn. There you go. So now I have 1 momentum again. And you have none. And you're checking if you want to go for the shark show, right?
That's right. And I'm also cheating because I gave myself a momentum for some reason.
All right. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It doesn't stay. It doesn't stay.
I know. I pointed out to you when you try to clear condition from shark by first activating him. So now you're.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't even know. I don't even know how that happened.
So there you go. Load shark.
Load angel.
Yeah.
And then Vet Siren got 4 there.
The rest were on grayscale, I think. Did he manage to get some? Or yeah.
That's 14, yeah, 15. So yeah. There we go. He gets 1.
For my part, which is mostly irrelevant, but I put 4 on JCar, 2 on Ulfer, 2 on the bear, and 3 on Veteran Earn.
There's a camera switch in there for some reason. Not quite sure what was going on.
Oh, it's because we had the comment about feedback or white noise in the on the stream.
Oh, right.
But that's where you tried to cheat by removing the condition.
I just want to point out that earlier on in the game when my condition disappeared, it's because you actually removed it from the field for some reason. I don't know why. But you edited out that part.
Oh, really?
In this accelerated video, you've edited out the part where you grab the condition and take it off the field.
I didn't notice.
You talk about snaring shark, but the token never appears on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Because you put it down and then you take it off.
So there he was.
So I'm so good at cheating, I even got you cheating for me. That's how it is.
That's how good you are.
Yeah, so at this point I'm measuring out if I can get Angel there, what can I do?
Well, you were measuring out with Shark, even like if he sacrifices movement, attack the bear, try a couple of dodges.
Try to proc a tidal surge, get over
there, tackle the ball, and then score. Which was kind of feasible, I think.
Yeah.
It was a long shot, but it was feasible. Oh, and that turn, the free snare went to Angel. Just in case she wanted to be funny and try to score.
Which it turns out she did.
And it didn't really stop her from anything, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it did in the sense that it made me use a charge.
Instead of just walking, yeah.
That's right. So I had to use a charge, which meant I needed to... Or actually, I don't know if did I charge? I must have charged.
Yeah, you had to charge because of the snare.
Yeah.
Because
I was wondering if I sprinted, but no, I must have just charged because there's no point in sprinting and buying an attack.
Exactly. Where the ball is where you would have ended up just by walking. But since you were snared, you can go up to that distance.
That's right.
So that's why. So you had to charge because of the snare.
Yeah.
Man.
And then I'm deep in thought here.
Yeah. Clock is running, but you still have time.
Yeah.
This is the switch because you're snared.
Yeah. So that's my sprint to there.
Your charge. Your charge to there.
I roll all my dice.
Yeah, I go for
defensive stance.
No, counterattack.
Counterattack
because I wanted to try to tackle back the ball. But as we can see, you got 5 successes, which meant you wrapped.
Yep.
So went for the obvious result, momentous tackle and the momentous double dodge.
Yep.
And then
we just rolled, and that was it. Yeah.
Well, because what happened is you went for a super shot.
Yeah.
And then scored on goal. It was at 6 dice, needing 4. So
yeah, we didn't do that part. We just talked through it and then rolled the dice. It was a good game. We never updated the score. My bad. But yeah, it was 12-0.
Yeah. Oh no, it's okay. It's going to be edited back afterwards.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah, so it was a good game. I just like to point out that Steve keeps telling me Angel's like trash and I shouldn't use her. But she won the game.
They're more just optimized, not optimized, but I think they're a better player out there that
probably
that can score and help more the team because she's just there to score, and you get other player that can support the team and maybe score.
Yeah, she's good at stealing the ball too, as we've seen. I mean, she has a tackle on 1, I believe. So
momentous tackle on 1.
Yeah, that is handy. But it was a good game. It was the first time I'd ever played where I didn't clock out.
Yeah, you didn't. You had a couple of minutes left.
4 minutes to your 13.
And when only for turn 3, I didn't do anything on the third turn, so you managed to close the game. I had a couple of low dice that didn't help, like the first turn.
For sure.
Veteran and the bear. And, well, not winning the initiative, I mean, that happens, and you cannot count on that.
No, but it still hurts, right?
Yeah.
Never winning the initiative still
exactly.
hurts.
I didn't...
especially when I have possession, or it's easier for me to get possession.
I didn't win once the initiative, so...
Nope. You did not. Even when you had the advantage, you still didn't win it.
Yeah, that last turn really cost me the game because I couldn't even try to get back in. You had a couple of players who were starting to feel the pain of the game, getting damaged. A lot of injured players. Like Shark was injured.
Grayscales was very badly injured as well.
Vet Siren was almost dead. So there were about... I could have scored a couple of points by killing them and try to stay in the game and kill the ball, even though it would have been hard to kill the ball against shark, fish.
Yeah, well, fast players, right?
Yeah, exactly. And lots of 2-inch melee versus my 1-inch, so it would have been rough to do it, but I enjoyed my game.
Yes, so did I. It was great.
You won fair and square and fast.
Well, not that fast. We still almost ran the clock, but...
Yeah.
It in terms of turns, it was quite good. Pretty happy. And actually, we're going to be playing again tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Get some more practice in.
Or if you have comments, people on what we can do to improve the condensed version of the live stream, please tell us if there's anything you would like to see, and we'll try to adjust. And mind you, this was the first time we did it, first time we stream, and first time we edit and comment over the game. So,
yeah, no, I think it went pretty well. So for our first time trial run, I don't think we're gonna get too many complaints.
And I hope to do more in the future.
Yeah. So in 3, we already have one game recorded where it's your hunters versus Antoine's butchers.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty good. And then we'll have a rematch tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a different lineup for sure.
Me too. So
this one was not successful as we saw.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll sign off for now, Steve. So I'll see you next video.
Thanks, Paul. See you around. Thanks, Paul. See you around. Thanks, Paul. See you around. Thanks, Paul. See you around.